Hi everyone, my name is Gavin Rubel. As a self-employed entrepreneur, husband, parent of 2 young children, I experience a lot of stress and a little bit of frustration every single day. And it was getting to the point where what I was feeling was having a direct impact on the quality of my life. I wasn't as happy, I wasn't as satisfied or fulfilled. The little things that should bring me joy just weren't doing it. And then one day I came across someone by the name of Ted Muradian. And he said to me, Gavin, how would you like to be able to completely get rid of that stress, that frustration, the worry, the fear from your life that's causing all of those feelings? At that point, he had my attention. And he proceeded to talk about the 2% factor. My response to that was, first and foremost, wow, this is amazing stuff. We need to be able to put this in a format and let everyone know about it. We can't keep it a secret just for ourselves. And so I asked Ted to join me today and talk a little bit about the 2% factor and let you know what it is about and how you can benefit from that. Ted, thanks for being here.
Gavin, it's good to see you again. I'm going to tell you about the 2% factor, and I'm going to be able to change the way you see your world just based on what you're going to hear right now. There are a group of people who have been put on this planet to mess with us, totally screw with our heads. They drive what I call the Antichrist of the highway, the minivan in the left-hand lane. You know how you sneak up behind them and you're trying to pass them and you look and there's no one in front of them. So after a while you get frustrated and you move forward and then they speed up and then you start chasing them down the highway.
Those guys drive, or well, I shouldn't say guys, but those people drive me nuts.
So, you know, these are the people at work who come into work every day nasty. The bullies, the people who are constantly annoying you. In your family, this is Uncle Louie who comes over at Christmas or any family holiday and starts yelling and screaming or getting political or getting religious. And you sit there and you get into the argument with them, you fight them, or you close up and you don't know what to do. You're all frustrated. What happens with these people is when we start fighting and arguing with them, I realize they don't know they're doing it to us. They honestly believe they're right. 100% right. That's what they believe. So I figure these people have a disease, and I've categorized that disease. The disease is called anal cranial inversion. You got that? You know?
I'm just trying not to think too much about the mental image it creates.
Well, you see, I had to do that because what that does is that tells me these people are sick. I don't have to fight with them. I don't have to change it. Now, sometimes we think they travel in packs. Sometimes we think, oh, well, they got my name today. Everybody's got my name today. So I wanted to see how many of these people were really out there. And I checked with a regional police officer, and I said, what's the percentage of society that will pick up a gun and shoot you no matter what the rules are? And they said 2%. So hence, I call it my 2% factor. Once I studied it more, I was amazed at how the 2% influence our entire planet, influence our lives. We actually have them run our lives in some instances.
What do you mean?
Well, let me give you an example. We have 100-kilometer-hour speed limits because 2% can't drive. We go through the beepy things in the store because 2% steal. Kindergarten teachers can't hug their kids because 2% molest. You won't pick somebody up on the side of the road because 2% mug. When we check into a hotel, we have to give our credit card up front because 2% will run away without paying. Isn't that interesting? Have you got the picture?
Absolutely.
Okay. We allow them to run. You'll wear an outfit. Your partner will wear an outfit. 1,000 people will see you in that. One person will come up to you and say, you look fat in that, you'll throw it away. Or at least you'll think about it. At least you'll go, every time you put it on, you go, oh. All of the things that happen in the paper, the headlines, all our government, our policies, our procedures are all based on the 2%. In the corporation, I call it the 2% memo because what will happen is you get that blanket memo that goes out. I understand that some of you are misusing the internet. Therefore, we're going to cut off the internet for everyone. 2% factor instead of dealing with the 2%. I want to give you the definition of the 2% because that's the concept. Now here's the definition. And it's not about whether it's actually 2%. I've seen some studies go as high as 3.5. So what I guess I want to bring across to you and the viewers is it's a small percentage. This isn't a big percentage, right? So the 2% definition in my model is this. Anything that adversely affects me is a 2% incident. A person who adversely affects me and doesn't understand how their behavior is adversely affecting me is a 2%er. Example, we're having a discussion. I say something that you take offense to, that's a 2% incident. If you say to me, Ted, I take exception to that, and I say, Gavin, I'm really sorry I didn't mean it, That was a 2% incident, but I'm not a 2%er. If I say, Gavin, that's who I am, I'm just being honest. If you don't like it, take the trip. I am the 2%er because I can't appreciate how I'm adversely affecting you. If I had a flat tire when I left here today, that would be a 2% incident. If I was coming on camera and I had this big pimple, that's a 2% incident. But what we have a tendency to do is we have the 2% incident become our 98% of the day. We will slam doors because of a 2% incident. We will argue with somebody else because of something that happened a while ago. What we want to teach everybody, and what I know that you're beginning to understand, is you don't allow the 2% to run your 98%. We're going to teach everyone over a period of time how to deal with the 2%ers, how not to get engaged with them, but how not to allow them to run the planet, run me. How I'm not going to look at my shirt and say, you know, someone didn't like it, so I'm going to throw it away. How to understand that concept. I want to give you one example that you can take with you today. One example to show you how strong this system is that we've got. We get into arguments, we get into discussions with the 2%ers. We get into things, we can't win it. We can't win. So here's what to do. From now on, I want you to leave here today. I want you to never, ever again tell anybody what they're doing wrong. Because in their mind, they're right. Don't ever tell them what they're doing wrong. Here's what you do instead. Tell them what you need and how you feel. Okay? That will change your life today. Without doing anything else, that'll change your life today.
So tell them what I need.
Or how you feel,
and how I
not
feel,
what they're doing wrong.
Not what they're doing wrong.
Right? Instead of, for example, someone drops a pen, or someone does something that harms you. Instead of saying, I can't believe you did that. How stupid can you be? You need to stop that. We're into a fight because the other person doesn't believe they're wrong. Instead of saying, you know what, I understand that you believe you needed to do that to me, but here's how it made me feel. Here's how it made me feel.
Well, folks, I can't say it much better than that. If you want to be in a position where you can wake up every day happy, fulfilled, satisfied, have a better quality of life, and stop feeling that stress, that frustration, the constant conflict you're experiencing, if you want to live your life the way that you envisioned it should be, go sign up today. Become a member. Participate in the process. And I believe in this process so much that I'm not just going to co-host it with Ted. I'm actually going to be joining you as a student, and we'll be going through this together. If you need just a little bit more convincing, that's fine too. Go enter your email address, and you'll actually get to experience a free episode of the 2% Factor called the MIGO, and it's one of the foundational principles upon which the entire 2% is based on. If that doesn't convince you, nothing will. Ted, thank you very much. I look forward to this journey.
Pleasure, Gavin.